he was just a scared young kid from Nashville or Memphis. I'm from Nashville and he is from Memphis. He had not had a hit record yet. It was in Cleveland on October 22nd in a big high school, a sock hop, 3,000 kids. And the DJ had asked me to come in from New York. I had just gone up from North Texas State and moved to New York with my wife and first child and enrolled at Columbia University, where I was determined to get my degree, which I did. I graduated in 58 magna cum laude from Columbia, but I had just moved to New York, and the DJ, Bill Randall, asked me to come back to Cleveland and headline a sock hop. So I come into Cleveland, and Bill Randall met me at the airport and said, there's a new kid we're bringing up from Shreveport that's going to be on before you tonight. We're going to lip sync our records. That's what you do at a sock hop, if you're lucky enough to have a record. And so I said, well, who is it? Anybody I know? He said, no, you wouldn't have heard of him. His name is Elvis Presley. Really? I said, I've seen his name on a jukebox in Dallas, but he's a hillbilly. He's a country singer, isn't he? He said, well, yeah, he's known as a rockabilly down south singer, and he's on a show called Louisiana Hayride once a week, and he's singing hillbilly songs with kind of a rock beat. And I just want to see what he's like, because RCA Victor just signed him from Sun Records in Memphis. So I was backstage when Elvis came in with 2 or 3 of his buddies, and as I say, his collar was turned up, his pants were long, he was wearing scuffed up white shoes like me, white bucks. And I said, hi, Elvis, Pat Boone. Nice to meet you. I said, Bill Randall thinks some big things may be ahead for you. I don't know about that, but I hope so. And he just leaned back against the wall, and his buddies closed in around him. And I thought to myself, wow, he's nervous. He may mess up out here in front of these 3,000 kids. But when he was introduced, he came out, and of course they played his record, and he lip synced to it. And he was twitchy and kind of kinetic. And I through the curtain could see the kids they liked the way he looked, though he sort of looked like the guy that their mamas didn't want them to associate with, because he looked like the rebel at school that wasn't on the sports teams and wasn't concerned about grades, maybe had a pack of cigarettes rolled up under his sleeve and laughing at the guys that were taking school seriously. He looked like that, but they liked the way he looked, but they didn't care. His song was Blue Moon of Kentucky, a Bill Monroe bluegrass song, which is what he lip synced. And so they gave him a nice hand. And then he said, thank you very much. I'd like to do the other side of that record for you. Hope you like it. And he sang, that's all right, mama. That's all right with me. And that was rhythm and blues, and they loved it. We became very good friends, 2 boys from Tennessee. And we both rented homes in Bel Air. We were both filming movies at 20th Century Fox at the same time. And we had dinner together. We played tag football with some of our buddies like Ricky Nelson and others. And we were just 2 lucky kids from Tennessee, loving it. Of course, I was married, having kids, and he had Priscilla stashed at Graceland. And so we lived our lives differently, but we had a lot in common as well. We went to the airport in Memphis, and the airport was all abuzz because Elvis was about to fly to Las Vegas, and his Cadillac limo was out on the tarmac, and he was waiting to get on till the last second because he was still nervous about flying. And I had my wife and 4 kids with me, and our plane was going to leave from almost the same gate area as his, and he was going out first. So we waited at the gate for him to get out of the car and come up. And we did. He came up. We talked a few minutes, took a picture. I've got a picture of that meeting. And he looked like he'd gained weight, which he had. And I smacked him on his stomach. I said, "What? You carrying your money in here or what?" He said, "Oh, I've been eating too good, boy." But he said, "I'll sweat it off in Vegas. Where are you going?" And I said, "Orlando." And of course, he'd said hello to my wife, Shirley, and the girls. "You going to Orlando?" He said, "That's the wrong way, man," because he was going toward Vegas. And he turned to his buddies, Red West, Charlie Hodge, said, this man's always going the wrong way. And I said, Elvis, it depends on where you're coming from. That was a month before he died. That's the last conversation we had. I had no idea. I mean, he was only 42, so was I. And to think that he would die a month later was incomprehensible. But I was in a barbershop in Pittsburgh where I was performing with my family, and I heard that I was in the barbershop. Some guy came running in. Elvis Presley died. What? Get out of here. That's a terrible joke. No, but it was real. And then I thought back to that conversation. He said, Boone, you're always going the wrong way. I said, Elvis, it depends on where you're coming from.